All right. Namaste, friends. Welcome to Hindi University. My name is Ashutosh. As you know, we meet every Sunday, 8 a.m. US Pacific time, and for which is the time in the California region, or you can always say 11 a.m. EST, which is the time on the east coast of the United States, which is like in the Washington D.C. area, okay, and the New York City area. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, welcome to Hindi University. We meet, to discuss the Hindi language and various topics associated. You can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ Hindi University, one word. And you will see there are 450 plus Hindi, related videos. So you can learn from there. Okay. As you know, we've been discussing, miscellaneous new topic, and in this class, from the previous like few classes, we learned about relative pronoun, okay, and in which we discussed the various form of jis and jin and how they are used with different post positions like jiska, jiski, jiske, jinka, jinki, jinke. Okay, similarly other post positions like jisne or jinhone. Okay. In this class, it's sort of like an interesting topic. I think you guys will all enjoy it a lot. And my goal for this class is by the end of this class, you should all be comfortable using, relative adverbs. Okay. I expect there will be two classes, this class and the next class, which will be covering relative adverbs, which is nothing but how to use where and when in the context of relative adverbs. We have used them in the past as interrogative, which is where is, if you guys remember, is kahan, okay, and when is kab. Okay, hopefully some of you remember. This is what we learned in the past, but these are all interrogatives. But what changes when we use these two keywords as um, as relative adverbs? So give me a quick thumbs up if the audio is good um, on the Facebook front before I kind of keep going. Just want to make sure you guys can all hear me. Okay. All right. So I think folks can hear me. Okay. Um, okay. Perfect. Iranji, thanks for confirmation. So again, let's start with definition. Okay. For some of you who are new, I'll keep this definition very simple. Okay. It's basically adverbs that join two clauses. Okay, adverb with that joins, these are adverbs that join two clauses. Okay, when we were talking about relative pronoun, okay, and that's the definition and the comparison between them. Okay, when we spoke about relative pronoun, we were really referring to a person or a thing which was common in the two clauses. Okay, however, when we speak about relative adverbs, what is the common thing? Common thing is really referring to place, okay, time, or the reason. Okay, and I'll explain it with the help of with the help of an example. Remember, in the past when we spoke about relative pronoun, we spoke about, okay, that person or that man, he's my father. Okay, that's first sentence. That man is a good singer. Okay, that's another sentence. If you join both of them, the man who is standing there is my father. Or okay, the man who's standing there is a good singer. Okay, so who in that case is a relative pronoun, but again, that who is referring to your a person. Okay, so that's a pronoun. Okay, however, let's take another example, and I assure you that by the end of that you will know what I mean by relative adverbs. Okay, so let's take a quick example. Okay, so what's the name of the city where you live. Okay, so you can tell that the where is sort of joining these two sentences. What's the name of the city? If I were to ask you this question, okay, you will respond to me that, yeah, I live in Norway, or I live in Paris, or I live in, like, Taiwan, right? I mean, our country, right? Where you live, it's like, if you just say this part, where is sort of used as an interrogative. Okay, but when where is playing the role of joining these two sentences, and the where is referring to a place, it is basically a relative adverb. Okay, now, as I said at the beginning of the class, the here, it's not going to be kahan. Okay, the meaning of where is not kahan, it's jahan. Okay, jahan. So that's just an example, to kind of illustrate further about what I mean by relative adverbs. Okay, so again, let's go back to the basics. There are three types of relative adverbs that we will be covering. Okay, um, throughout the classes. First one is where. Just 1 minute, so I can kind of Okay, the first one is where. The second one is when, and the third one is why. Okay, where, when, and why. And if you guys remember, again, if you were to use them in interrogative, give me just 1 minute. So, okay, good job. So, whenever there's a background noise, just try to kind of, like, keep it down. I'm going to unmute you guys whenever I need the participation. So, if you use them as interrogative, where is kahan? When is kab? Okay, and why is kyun? Okay, you want to give an example using each of the three keywords. Um, and I see we have Chelsea G as well. Chelsea, you want to unmute yourself and give a quick example before I move to the next step? As long as you feel comfortable.
So I'm just using the word kahan, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
आप कहाँ से हैं?
आप कहाँ से हैं? Very good. Next one.
हम कब जाएंगे?
हम कब जाएंगे? Okay, okay.
वो क्यों केला खाता है?
वो क्यों केला खाता है? Okay, what can you also give the meaning of each of these?
Okay, so I said आप कहाँ से हैं, so that means where are you from?
Where are you from? Very good.
And then I said हम कब जाएंगे? When are we going?
When are we going? Very good.
And then वो क्यों केला खाता है? Why does he eat banana?
Why does he eat banana? Very good, right? So these are the three that you explained them. And again, if you were to use them as relative pronoun or a relative adverbs, this one will be jahan. The next one will be jab, and you can see the similarity, right? And the third one is, either you can say kyunki, okay, or jiske karan. I'm going to be using jiske karan quite often, actually. जिसके कारण, okay, or जिसकी वजह से, or जिस वजह से. Okay, so we'll take one by one. In this class we'll cover these two thoroughly. In the next class I'll spend pretty much the entire time speaking about jiske karan. So let's keep going, and let's break it down for the first one, which is nothing but where. So let's take two sentences. The first sentence is Paris is the most beautiful. Paris is the most beautiful city, you can say, in the world. That's your first sentence. Okay, and the second sentence you have is I want to live in Paris. I want to live in Paris. Okay, so um, two simple sentences. Okay, try to read it again and again, so you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to get to. Right. So the first, try to write both of these sentences in Hindi. Okay, both of them are very simple. Start with Paris is a beautiful city. Then you can fill in the other filler word like the most or in the world. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes, and I'm going to see where you guys uh, face any problem for both of these sentences before we jump to combining these two sentences using the relative adverb where. Okay, all right. Okay, awesome. Chelsea, do you want to give it a try for the first one? How do you say the first sentence in Hindi? Paris is the most beautiful city in the world.
Okay, I would say दुनिया में पेरिस सबसे सुंदर शहर है.
Okay, दुनिया दुनिया में पेरिस सबसे सुंदर शहर है. You want to kind of break it down for a lot of people who are new?
Yeah, so I just say दुनिया में first
Mhm.
because it seems too complicated to put it later in the sentence. So दुनिया में, and then Paris सबसे सुंदर means most beautiful.
सबसे सुंदर means most beautiful,
Mhm.
and दुनिया में means,
In the world.
so दुनिया में means in the world.
Mhm.
Okay, and सबसे सुंदर you said is
Most beautiful.
okay, okay.
And शहर है,
Mhm.
the city.
City. Okay, so if I were to just say Paris is a city, Paris शहर है.
Mhm.
That's how you will say Paris शहर है. Okay. If you want to say Paris is a beautiful city, Paris सुंदर शहर है.
Mhm.
Okay. If you want to say Paris is the most beautiful city, Paris सबसे सुंदर शहर है. But the fact that we wrote in the world, as you mentioned, you said दुनिया में Paris सबसे सुंदर शहर है. Okay. You can always put this thing here also. Okay. You can put दुनिया में after Paris. So Paris दुनिया में सबसे सुंदर शहर है. That would be correct as well. Okay. So that's your sentence number one. Okay. I hope that makes sense to folks who are relatively new as well. What about the second one, Chelsea Ji?
Um, मैं पेरिस में रहना चाहती हूँ.
Okay. I want to live in Paris. Okay. मैं मैं पेरिस में रहना चाहती हूँ. Here also, you want to elaborate it a bit further?
Okay, so if you want to say I want, you could say for female मैं चाहती हूँ.
Mhm.
And then when you're putting another verb in there, you're using the infinitive form of the word. So I want to live, मैं रहना चाहती हूँ.
Mhm.
And then you put in Paris, Paris में.
Mhm.
in there. So मैं Paris में रहना चाहती हूँ.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, just a quick detour. You want to say either, how do you say? Second sentence, you want to make any variation of it? I want to live in Paris. You want to say something else?
No, I have just more than enough following.
Okay, what if you want to say, I want to live in, let's say, India?
दुनिया में भारत सबसे सुंदर शहर है.
And then second one, I want to live in India.
मैं इंडिया में how do you pronounce this after मैं
रहना.
रहना चाहता हूँ.
Very good. See, you know it. मैं इंडिया में रहना चाहता हूँ. Okay, awesome.
हाँ.
Okay, so now the next thing is how do you combine both of them? Okay, first I'll do it in English and then we'll jump to the Hindi part of it. And this is just an example before you guys you know get comfortable and do more exercises. So next,
But Ashu,
hmm?
just my Indian name is Anil, so you can just call me Anil. It's more
Anil.
easy that way.
Okay, I'll call you Anil.
Take care.
So the next one is Paris. If you want to combine both of them, Paris, um, where I want to live. Paris, where I want to live, is the most, and the rest of the sentence, the most beautiful city in the world. Okay, you see, you combine both the sentences using where. Okay, and this where is referring to Paris. Without repeating two, without writing two sentences, you are able to simplify it. Okay. Um, Chelsea ji, again, I want to put you on spot. You want to give it a try? How you will say?
Okay, I think we would say Paris,
Mhm.
जहाँ मैं रहना चाहती हूँ, दुनिया में सबसे सुंदर शहर है.
Awesome, awesome, absolutely correct, right? So you said Paris, and then for where you use jahan, where I want to live. जहाँ मैं रहना चाहती हूँ. For a male singular it will be चाहता हूँ. For male plural it's चाहते हैं. Okay, so Chelsea ji said Paris जहाँ मैं रहना चाहती हूँ, and then is the most beautiful city in the world. दुनिया में सबसे सुंदर शहर है. Okay, hopefully it makes sense for all of you. Okay, if not, I would say go back to the two long sentences. Okay, and then that would immediately kind of like simplify it for you, and you will know what I'm talking about, right? So where we said like Paris dunia mein, the first one, think about it, right? You still can see Paris दुनिया में सबसे सुंदर शहर है. This is there exactly as it is. Okay. The second one, where you said मैं पेरिस में रहना चाहती हूँ. So you already have it. मैं रहना चाहती हूँ. You just replaced, um, you just put a word जहाँ here. Okay. Let's keep going. So we'll do more examples, and that way you will know more and more, and you will get comfortable with this use of relative adverbs. Okay. The second one I have is like the school where I learn Hindi is close to my house. The school where I learn Hindi, the school where I learn Hindi is close to my house. Okay. Um, what are the two sentences, Anil, in this one long sentence? Let's start with English first, and then we'll jump to the Hindi.
What do you mean?
Like this is like we are using a relative adverbs to combine two sentences.
I'm not really sure I understood,
Yeah.
Ashu.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, like let's say this is a long sentence. If you were to break it down into two sentences where there is no relative adverbs, right?
Mhm.
You will say, I learned the school. The first sentence would be the school is
Mm.
close to my house. That's your first sentence. The school is close to my house. The second one is basically I learned Hindi in a school. You see, I basically was trying to reverse the order. Initially we learned these two sentences and combined them
Mm.
using a relative adverb. Okay. What I did
Okay.
now, I wrote the one big sentence, and then I was trying to ask you, like, what if you were to break it down into two sentences? Okay. Now, the objective is to first think about, in, how will you say each of those in Hindi, and then kind of say the full sentence. Okay. Um, let's say you want to say this one, I learned Hindi in a school. Okay. Um,
Mm.
do you know part of it?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's try it, break it down. Let's say I. How do you say I?
मैं.
Main. Very good. Right? Hindi is as it is Hindi.
Mm.
Okay. Um, how do you say I speak?
मैं बोलता हूँ.
Very good. So you already know that you will end with हूँ. Okay. You
Mm.
said मैं बोलता हूँ. What about learn? Right? You for to speak the verb is बोलना. To learn
बोलना.
is सीखना.
सीखना.
Okay. So then how will you say मैं हिंदी?
मैं हिंदी सीखना हूँ.
Very good. So you already gave the answer to me. मैं हिंदी सीखता हूँ. And then what is left is in a school. Okay.
Okay.
Where do you put it? मैं.
Mm. Mm. Let me think. मैं.
Mhm.
Maybe is it in between Hindi and Sikta?
No, you will say it here. मैं. You can say बाद में here also, but how do you say in a school?
Oh, that I don't know, Ashu.
Okay. Okay, no worries. I'll tell you the answer. How do you say in Delhi? I am in India. मैं.
मैं.
Mhm.
Oh, can you repeat the question?
How do you say I live in India?
मैं रहता हूँ India. No,
So
that was wrong.
so post position here is in is basically another मैं. So there's a difference. This is मैं, which is referring to I. This मैं
Okay.
is referring to your post position. Okay. So when you
Okay.
say in Delhi, it will be Delhi mein. In India, it will
Mm.
be India mein. In Norway,
Mm.
would be Norway mein. Okay. So you can
अच्छा.
say मैं Norway में रहता हूँ. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So how will you say now? मैं in a school would be.
मैं.
Hmm,
मैं
school.
in a school. I don't know what school is in Hindi.
Just say school.
Okay. मैं a school Hindi सीखता हूँ.
So remember, it's a post position. So in Delhi would be Delhi mein. In India would be India mein. In school would
Oh.
be school.
Okay, so that will be school, and you finish with मैं.
Very good. Right.
Okay.
Absolutely correct. So you already gave the answer to me. You said मैं school में हिंदी सीखता हूँ for the second sentence. Good
Oh,
job.
that was a difficult one.
See, you gave the answer. I didn't say anything. I only told you one thing.
Yeah.
मैं, which is
So that was one of the things I got really confused about because when you phonetically when you speak the words मैं as in I and मैं,
Mhm.
those are like similar when you just hear them. But now when I see that you're writing them, I can see that they're totally different.
yeah. So it's the difference is like if you write it in Devanagari, this मैं is written with a nasalized sound and there is a more emphasis on the a. Okay, where this is like there's a less emphasis on the a sound, and that's why it's in मैं versus मैं.
Okay, so that was a really small difference.
Yeah, but it's in a way it's like difference between a pronoun versus a post position, right? I mean I
Yeah.
versus in. Okay, so good
Yeah.
question there. I'll keep going, and hopefully this explanation also helps some of the folks who are still new. Okay, now let's come to the second one. The school is close to my house. Okay, uh, this sort of like maybe a little bit challenging for you because you're still kind of catching up.
Yeah.
School, okay, to my house.
I think maybe Chelsea have to help us out.
Yeah, so let's see if Chelsea Ji can help us out. Chelsea, do you want to break it down?
Okay, I'm completely sure about the word order, but I would say school मेरा घर नजदीक है.
Okay, so awesome. So school, okay, मेरे घर to, okay, मेरे घर के, either you can say नजदीक है or you can say के पास है. Okay, school मेरे घर के पास है. Okay, so again, if I were to break it down for everyone, it will be my house, okay, is nothing but मेरा घर. Okay, my house is मेरा घर, my pen is मेरा pen, my brother is मेरा भाई. Okay, but because there is a post position here, your मेरा घर becomes मेरे घर. There's an oblique case there. Okay, now close to my house, so far it was my house, मेरा घर. Okay, um, close to my house, मेरे घर के पास. Okay, मेरे घर के पास, and then you are saying, you know, school is school. So for is you have है, for school you're just putting the subject in the front. Okay, school मेरे घर के पास है और school मेरे घर के नजदीक है. So stay with me. I know some of the concept may be a little bit advanced for some people, but let's try to combine both of them using jahan. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time so to see if you guys can write it down, and I'll read everyone's responses, and I'm going to again break it down for everyone. So right now the ask is, read this sentence and try to convert in Hindi. Write it in Hindi using the adverb jahan. So gar is considered masculine. I think there was a question here. I'm glad to see there's so much discussion going on the Facebook Live. But gar is considered masculine. It's the oblique case, which is why it mera gar become mere gar ke paas. Okay. Um, Ilanji will discuss that also. Ke paas versus paas mein. Okay. Right now, let's come back to this question. How do you write this sentence in Hindi? The one you see in front of your screen. The school where I learned Hindi is close to my house. Okay, I see Divyaji has written. Awesome, Divyaji. Divyaji, you only missed one part, Hindi. Otherwise, your sentence is absolutely correct. Okay, let's see if other people have responded. So you see, Anil, you already know the answer. I don't know why you were saying I am new, because you wrote it absolutely correct, right? So you wrote school. Okay. And
Yeah,
where
but
I learned.
it's more easy to write than to speak. When I have a little bit more time, it's
Yeah.
more easy when I can think.
Yeah. We're getting closer, right? So don't worry about it. So you wrote school
Yeah.
जहां मैं हिंदी सीखता.
The male, right?
Yep,
Female will be 60. Who?
that's right. Female would be सीखती हूँ, right? School जहां मैं हिंदी सीखता हूँ is close to my house. मेरे घर के पास है और मेरे घर के नजदीक है. Okay. Okay. I hope this makes sense. Usually, I think Ilanji was asking a question, right? I mean, I prefer to write, close to my house would be घर के पास. In front of my house is घर के सामने. Behind my house is घर के पीछे. Okay. Ilanji, she was asking question like, pass में, can I say pass में? Nearby. I mean, you can use that. You can use that if you want to say मेरे घर के, मेरे घर. There's a school nearby, close to my house. You can say मेरे घर के पास में school है. Okay. All right. So we'll keep going. I'll give you more questions here. And hopefully this time it'll be much easier for a lot of people. Okay. This time that is the house. That is the house. That is the house where I used to live. Where I used to live. Okay, so again, there's a use of where. That is the house where I used to live. So I'm going to give you guys some time so you can think about it a little bit. So the question is there a difference between Kareeb and Nazdeek? No, there's no difference. Its difference could be one is Urdu and one is Hindi, but you can say, you can use them interchangeably. Okay, so the next question is like, that is the house where I used to live. That is the house. Okay, Iranji, very good try. Okay, let's see what other people are saying. Okay, Chelsea, do you want to say it? I think you wrote it already down, but I want you to help us here.
Okay, you break it down.
Yeah, repeat it, what you wrote.
वो घर है
Okay.
जहाँ मैं रहती थी.
वो, you said वो, that is the house. वो घर है. Okay,
जहाँ मैं रहती थी.
जहाँ मैं रहती थी. Okay, वो घर है जहाँ मैं रहती थी. There's only one change here, because it's the house. You will add यह in front of it to kind of give it emphasis. यह वो घर है जहाँ मैं रहती थी. Okay, यह वो school है जहाँ मैं पढ़ती थी. Okay, if you're only saying that is the house, independent, that is a house, you are absolutely right. वह घर है. Okay, that is if you're simply saying that, okay, that is a bus, वह bus है, right? But if you're giving it emphasis, you will just have to write this pronoun explicitly. यह वो घर है जहाँ मैं रहती थी, और यह वो रेस्टोरेंट है जहाँ मैं खाना खाती थी, और समोसा खाती थी, or something like that. Okay, make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
Now, Anil, if you have to say the same thing, how will you say it? Exactly same.
I was a little bit unsure about this one.
Hmm?
This one was like, I think I would have said the same thing as Chelsea did, but instead of saying maybe this is wrong, but instead of saying Leti, maybe I would have said Rata Hun.
Okay, so say it again. You will say, as a male, you will say यह
वो घर है
हाँ,
जहाँ मैं रहता हूँ.
जहाँ मैं So you are absolutely right. It would be रहता for a male. What about
Yeah.
थी is past. Okay. So for
Mm.
past you will say जहाँ मैं रहता.
Ti.
So for male it would be था.
Tha. Acha.
Okay. Okay. Um, and if it is present, you are right. You will say यह वो घर है जहाँ मैं रहता हूँ. Okay. So let's, and
Yeah.
that is like, that may be true right now. You are walking with your friends and you can show them, okay, ये वो घर है जहाँ मैं रहता हूँ. और यह वो रेस्टोरेंट है जहाँ मैं खाता हूँ. Okay. Um,
Okay.
so hopefully that makes it easier, right? I mean, you can pretty much write an essay around it, right? I mean, यह वो थिएटर है, यह मूवी थिएटर है जहाँ मैं मूवीज देखता हूँ. Okay. And you can pretty much, you know, if you're giving your introduction, or if you are like your friends are over, close friends are over to your house, and you are giving them a tour of the city, you can pretty much say that in Hindi, right? Yeah, wo, um, I'm just thinking aloud. What else can we say, right? I mean, um, besides khana and pina and maybe khelna, right? Yeah, wo park hai jahan main khelta hu. This is the park where I play. Okay, so hopefully this is somewhat easier for a lot of you now. Now we'll switch the gear, and now we will learn how to use when. Okay, so far we've used, just to summarize, we've used how to use where as a relative adverb using jahan. Okay, now we will learn how to use when.
Ashur,
Yeah, go ahead.
I will have to leave now, but I'll watch the rest of the video when I get back home, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, okay? See you guys.
So now the next thing is when. Okay, so as you guys probably will remember, there are four different cases. We have learned about how to use it as interrogative, which is kaha, and sorry, when is kab. Right? I already told you about kab. Now the applicable, or adverb would be jab. Okay. Now what about the two, proximal and the distal, which is ab and tab. Okay. Chelsea, do you remember the very first sentence you said about using when? When will you eat? Is that what you wrote?
I said, when will we go? Like, hum kab jayenge?
When will we go? Okay. So let's say if you were to write this sentence using the proximal scenario, you will say we will go now. Okay, we will go now. We will go would be hum jayenge. Okay, but the fact that you have now a proximal keyword, you will say hum ab jayenge. Okay, hum ab jayenge for now. Okay, if you want to say we will go then, we will go then. How do you say this thing, Chelsea ji? We will go then.
Maybe hum tab jayenge?
Awesome. Awesome. हम तब जाएंगे. Okay. हम तब जाएंगे, because that is a distal case. Okay. And this is really dependent on something like, when, let's say when there are holidays, then we will go. Okay. जब छुट्टियां होगी तब हम जाएंगे. Okay. When it rains, then we will go. Or when it stops raining, then we will go. So हम तब जाएंगे. Okay. Now comes to your sentence. When will we go? Which is basically हम कब जाएंगे. So let me write it down in Hindi. हम कब जाएंगे. Okay, हम कब जाएंगे is sort of your interrogative. We will go then would be हम जब जाएंगे. Okay, and we will go now would be हम अब जाएंगे. Okay, and the last one is sort of when you use it with a in the spirit of like an adverb. हम जब जाएंगे. Okay, so I hope it makes sense, at least, you know, at a higher level it makes sense. Okay, and as we kind of dig deeper using a long sentence, hopefully it'll be even better. Okay, so now the next thing for me is to kind of write a relevant scenario, like which will kind of give you a good idea. Okay, so the sentence I have is 13 September. 13 September is the day when when people celebrate Hindi Divas. Let's say when people when people celebrate Hindi. Okay, I just wrote it like that. You can even say 4th of July is the day when people celebrate the US Independence Day, or like, something like that. So you can see that, you have used when to combine two sentences. Okay. Um, Now, I already told you that, now whenever you're using when in the case of uh, relative adverb, it'll be a job. Okay. So let's see. I mean, I know we've not covered it yet, but let's see if you were to given a task to come write this sentence in Hindi, at least give it a try. Even if you don't know, or even if you make mistakes, that's completely fine. Give it a try, and I want to see how you guys do here. Okay, 13 September is the day. Okay. Shirin ji, if you look at the previous sentence, I think majority of your sentence is correct. 13 September. Okay, let's see. Okay, Chelsea ji, you got it, right? So 13 September is the day, right? So what you wrote is 13 September और 13 सितंबर वो दिन है, ये वो दिन है, and then you wrote जब, okay, when people celebrate Hindi दिवस, right? जब लोग हिंदी दिवस, to celebrate is मनाना, right? So you will say मनाते हैं. Okay, 13 September, यह either you can, if you want to write it longer, you can say यह वो दिन है. If you want to take a pause, 4th of July, यह वो दिन है जब लोग यूएस का इंडिपेंडेंस डे मनाते हैं. Okay, that's absolutely correct. Okay, or you can say 13 September because this itself is वो दिन है, 13 September वो दिन है जब लोग हिंदी दिवस मनाते हैं. So I hope it is, at least some of it is, making sense. I know this could be a little bit complicated. uh, let's see if there are any questions on the Facebook side. Feel free to write, any questions anyone have. Shirin, Ilan ji, Geeta ji, or Stephen ji, all the folks who are watching on Facebook Live. Give me a quick thumbs up if it is making sense, and you can make a crying face if it doesn't. Give me a quick feedback so I can. Okay, perfect. Right, so I think it's making sense. We'll keep going with another example. And this time I'm going to ask you guys to kind of help me translate it. The next one I have is I was the happiest person. Okay, let's say I was the I was the happiest person uh, when I had a daughter 2 years ago. So this is a long one. When I had a daughter 2 years ago. Very long sentence, but don't worry, don't get intimidated by that. Okay. When I had a daughter 2 years ago. Chelsea ji, you want to give it a try?
I'm still thinking about it. Just 1 minute. Well, I think the first part I would maybe write मैं सबसे खुश आदमी था because I don't know the word for person, so I would just say
Okay,
मैं.
good. That's correct, right? मैं सबसे खुश. You said मैं सबसे खुश आदमी
Mhm.
था.
Mhm. And then for the second part, I don't know how to translate exactly, but I might just say जब मेरी बेटी आई.
Okay, so almost there, right? जब मेरी बेटी. You will say हुई.
आई.
हुई like होना, the form of होना. Remember the verb to be, to become, or to happen. And then how you're using it. Based on that, we learned one lesson where you say बारिश हुई, right? The rain happened. Okay. Or गर्मी हुई. Okay. So in this case, you will say जब मेरी बेटी हुई. Clear or still thinking?
And then I guess you could add दो साल पहले.
Very good, right? So you will say 2 साल पहले. So this one I somehow chose a very, very complicated example, but you're absolutely correct. Read the entire thing again.
मैं सबसे खुश आदमी था 2 साल पहले जब मेरी बेटी हुई.
Okay. Absolutely correct. You can even change the order and you can say 2 साल पहले जब मेरी बेटी हुई मैं सबसे खुश आदमी था. That's absolutely correct too, right? So the word order can be kind of like can be shuffled. Even in English, you can say when I had a daughter 2 years ago, I was the happiest person. 2 साल पहले जब मेरी बेटी हुई, और जब मेरी बच्ची हुई, you know, मैं सबसे खुश आदमी था. Okay, or you can say मैं सबसे खुश नसीब था. So, Shirin ji, your sentence is also absolutely correct. Khushi, instead of khushi, you will say khush. Okay, otherwise it's absolutely spot on. Right, so we'll keep going. How are we doing with time? We have 8:54. So we'll just do one more example, and then I'm going to give you guys one as an homework. Okay. I was worried when, okay. So I think this one will be, hopefully this one will be somewhat easier. I was worried. I was worried when I had an operation. I was worried when I had an operation. Okay. Okay. And so this one, again, I'm going to give you guys some time. I was worried when I had an operation. So take your time and you have to translate this. Ilanji, what do you think? How will you say this one? I was worried when I had an operation. Okay. You were taking notes? Okay. Okay. So let's see. Chelsea ji, you want to give it a try again? I was worried when I had an operation.
Okay, do you say मैं परेशान हूँ when I was worried?
So you will say I am worried would be मैं परेशान हूँ. I was worried would be
मैं परेशान थी.
मैं परेशान थी
And then जब
जब
मैं operation, or I don't know the verb. I don't know the verb we will use.
So you can just say operation. Okay. So whenever you don't know, you can say operation. It's getting operated on you, right? So operation होना.
So operation हुआ.
Okay, very good, right? So I got operated. Essentially, what you're saying in Hindi. There's no one to one, but you will say जब I got operated. जब operation हुआ is absolutely correct. What about the pronoun? किसका operation हुआ?
मेरा.
Very good. Okay. मैं परेशान थी जब मेरा ऑपरेशन हुआ. आपका ऑपरेशन कब हुआ? Make it up. You can make up anything.
दो हफ्ते पहले.
Okay. मेरा ऑपरेशन मैं परेशान थी. You can say 2 हफ्ते पहले or 2 weeks ago. 2 हफ्ते पहले 2 हफ्ते पहले जब मेरा ऑपरेशन हुआ मैं परेशान थी. ओके. आप क्यों परेशान थी?
मेरा पेट दर्द रहा था.
ओके. मेरा पेट दर्द हो रहा था. और यू कैन से मैं परेशान थी क्योंकि मेरा ऑपरेशन हुआ. ओके.
अच्छा अच्छा.
राइट. आपका ऑपरेशन कहाँ हुआ?
हॉस्पिटल में.
हॉस्पिटल में. राइट. सो 2 हफ्ते पहले मैं परेशान थी जब मेरा ऑपरेशन जब जब हॉस्पिटल में यू कैन से मेरा ऑपरेशन हुआ. I'm just trying to add more and more words so everyone can get comfortable around using all these kind of miscellaneous things in a long sentence. Okay. So based on what we learned, Chelsea, you will just conclude the class. You want to quickly summarize how to what you learned, or what are some of the key takeaways of of the relative adverbs.
I guess one of the takeaways is, this word where or when, it's the same as a question word in English, but in Hindi, depending on how you use it, if you're not asking a question, if you're just describing when something happened, you're using like jab, or like where this thing happened, jahan.
Mhm.
And otherwise, the sentence is pretty much, how we would normally translate a sentence. So that's why we break it down into two sentences, and then combine them.
Absolutely awesome. That's a pretty great summary. Okay. So I'll just give you all of you one question as a homework exercise, and after that we'll conclude the class. Right. So the homework is really only one question, right? And then you can change it. If you want. This is the year. This is the year when. This is the year when I got. You can say when I got married, or you can say I got promoted, or I got I got a job. Okay, very simple sentence. That's all you have to do. You have to translate that in Hindi, and you can post it on on the Facebook where we are streaming the video. Okay. So with that in mind, we'll wrap up the class. Thank you all for joining the class. I hope you learned something new in the last 1 hour. And feel free to give me the feedback. And most importantly, if you can share the video with different folks on your who may be interested, or different groups. Uh, I would definitely appreciate that. Okay. So with that in mind, have a good rest of the Sunday. So I'll stop the broadcasting here on the Facebook front, and I'm going to open it up for discussion. I'm going to stop here as well.